Alright, Federal Information Processing Standard Publication 191, or Fips Publication 191, Federal Information Processing Standard Publication 191, November 9, 1994, Specification for Guideline Analysis, Local Area Network Security Contents Introduction, with Local Area Network Security Important Purpose Overview, Document Local Area Network Definition, Distributed File Storing, Remote Computing Messaging, the local area network security problem, distributing file storage concerns, remote computing concerns, topology protocols concerns, messaging services concerns, other local area network security concerns, global goals of a local area network security, threats, vulnerability, service mechanism, threats and vulnerability, unauthorized local access, network access, inappropriate access, local area network resources, disclosure of data, unauthorized modification data and software, disclosure of local area network traffic, spoofing of the local area network traffic, disrupting the local area network function, security service mechanisms, identification, authentication, access control, data message confidentiality, data message integrity, non-repudiation, logging, monitoring, risk management, current approaches, participant elements of risk management, risk assessment. Process 1, define scope and boundary methodologies. Process 2, identify value assets. Process 3, identify threats, determine the likelihood. Process 4, measure risk. Risk mitigation. Process 5, select appropriate safeguards. Process 6, implementation, testing, tests, and safeguards. Process 7, accept residual risk. Appendix A, local area network security policy. Appendix B, personal computer consideration. Appendix C, contingency planning of the local area network. Appendix D, training and awareness and references and further reading. Introduction. What is local area network security? Why is local area network security important? Local area networks have been a major tool of the many organization meeting data with the process communication needs. Privately using the local area network, most process communication were centralized and the information control of the information were centralized as well. Now that local area networks logically, physically extend data processing communication facilities across the organization, security service of the process of the data processing communication facilities must also be distributed to local area network. For example, sending sensitive files with the stringent access controls to one system over a local area network, another system has no access control protection, defeats the efforts made on the first system. Users must ensure that the data of the local area network itself is adequately protected. The local area network security should be an integral part of the whole local area network. Should also be important to all users. Electronic mail, major application provided by most local area networks, replaces much of the inner office event, even an inner organization from the written on paper placed on an envelope. Envelope provides some confidential between sender and receiver and can be even argued that the integrity of the paper envelope provides receiver with some degree of the assurance that the message was not alerted. Using electronic mail does not provide these assurances. Simple transfer unprotected local area network of inadequately protected electronic mail messages can be captured, read, or perhaps even altered. Some local area networks, there can be no assurance the message actually was sent from the name sender. Fortunately, tools such as the encryption, digital signature, message authentication codes help solve the problems and can help provide some assurance. Understanding the necessity to provide security local area network, how to decide what the appropriate security measures need for the major goals of the document. Purpose of the intended read of the document include the organizational management, local area network administrative system administrator, security officer, the local area network users, and others who have responsibility for protecting implementation processes stored and associated with local area network. The purpose of this document is to help the reader understand the need of local area network security and to provide guidance for determining the effect of local area network security controls. 1.3 Overview of the document. Section 1 Introduction section discusses the properties of the local area network security concerns that result from those properties. Section 2 Threatens vulnerability security services and mechanisms. Section describes the threats related vulnerability possible security service mechanisms that could be used to protect local area network from the threats. Security 3 Risk management. Section describes the risk management process, how it can be used to plan and implement appropriate local area network security. 1.4 Local area network definition. Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers has defined local area network as a datacom system allowing numbers of independent devices to communicate directly with each other within moderately sized geographic area with a physical communication channel with moderate rates, or MART 89. Typically, the local area network is owned, operated, managed locally rather than by a common carrier. Local area network, usually through the common network operating system, connects servers, worker station printers, mass mass storage devices enables users to share resource functionals provided by the local area network. According to Bark 89, the types of applications provided by the local area network include distributed file storing, remote computing, and messaging. 141. Distributed file storage. Distributed file storage provides you with a transparent access part of the mass storage of the remote server. The distributed file storage provides capabilities remote filing, remote printing. Remote filing allows users to access and retrieve the store files. Generally, remote filing provided by allowing user to watch and user to attach to a remote mass storage device a file server as though it were connected directly with a virtual disk is used and then used through the disk drive or the local to the workstation. Remote printing allows users to print any of the printer attached to any of the component on the local area network. Remote printing addresses to the user needs ongoing process while printing in shared expensive printers. Local area network printer services that can accept immediately, allowing users to continue working on local workstations instead of waiting for the printer job to be completed. Many users utilize the same printer can justify the cost of the high-quality, fast printers. 1.2. Remote computing. Remote computing refers to the concerning of the running of the application or remote components. Remote computing allows you to remote log into another component on the local area network. 2. Remote execute the application reside with another component. 3. Remotely run an application one or more components while having appearance to the user of running locally. Remote logins. All users log into remote systems such as multi-user systems as though users were directly connected to the remote system. Ability to run an application with one or more components allows users to utilize the process power of the local area network as a whole. Messaging. 143. Messaging applications associated with mail conferencing and the capabilities of electronic mail has been one of the most used capabilities available to the computer system across the networks. Mail servers are local post offices with providing user ability to send and receive the messages across local area network. A conferencing capability that allows users to actively communicate with each other analogous with each other analogous to the telephone. 1.5. Local area network security problem. Advantages using local area network were briefly discussed in previous section. With this advantage, however, the additional risk of the contributed to the local area network security problem. Distributed file storage concern. File servers control users access various parts of the file system, usually done by allowing users to attach certain file system directories to user workstation to be used on the local disk. This presents two potential problems. File server that may only provide the access protection directory level with the user that granted access. The director has access to all files contained in the directory. Minimize risk of situation. Proper structuring management of the local area network file system is important. Second problem is called the inadequate protection mechanism on the local workstation. For example, the personal computer may provide minimal or no protection on the information stored on it. Usually with the copies file from the server, the local drive of the PC loses the protection afforded to the file when it is stored on the server. When sometimes information is made acceptable, however, the other types of the information may require more stringent protection with the requirement focused on the need for controls in the PC environment. 152. Remote computing concerns. Remote computing must be controlled so that only authorized users may access the remote components remote application server that must be able to authenticate remote users who the request server to application request may also be called the local remote server to authenticate each user authenticate to each other. Inability to authenticate can lead to unauthorized users being granted access to remote server to the application, and this must be the level of assurance regarding the integrity of the application utilized by many users over the local area network. Topologies and protocols. Concerned with topologies and protocols used today demand the messages made available to the node of the reaching the desired destination. It's much cheaper and easier to maintain than providing a direct physical path for each machine to every machine. In large local area network, direct paths are infeasible. Possible threats inherent would include both active and passive wiretapping. Passive wiretapping includes not only information release but also traffic analysis using addresses of the header data of the message length of the message frequency. Active wiretapping includes message streaming, modification included, modification delay, duplication, deletion, or counterfeiting. 154. Message services concern. Message services and additional risk information is stored on the server and in transit. Inadequately protected email can easily be captured, perhaps altered, retransmitted, affecting both confidential integrity of the message. On the 155. Other local area network security concerns. Other local area network security problems include inadequate local area network management and security policies. 2, the lack of training proper to local area network usage and security. 3, inadequate protection mechanisms in the workstation environment. 4, inadequate protection during the transmission. Weak security policy also contributed to the risk associated with the local area network. Formal security with the policy governing the use of the local area network should be in place for the demonstration of the management position of the important protection valued asset. Security policy concise understanding of the top management position, information value of the protection, responsibility, organizational commitment that strong to the local area network security policy should be in place to provide direction and support for the highest level of management of the policy to identify the role of each employee with ensuring the local area network information carried with the adequate protected. Local area network security policy should address the importance and provide support for the local area network management. Local area network management should give the necessary funding, time, and resources for poor local area network management may result in security lapses. Resolving problems could include security settings becoming too lax of the security procedure not being performed correctly, or even the necessary security mechanisms not being implemented. The use of the PC on the local area network environment also contributed to the risk of the local area network. In general, the PC have the relative lack of the control regarding authenticating users, control access to files, auditing, etc. In most cases, the protection afforded the information is stored and processed on local area network server that does not follow the information when it is sent locally to the PC. Lack of user awareness regarding the security of the local area network can also add to the risk. Users who are not familiar with the security mechanism, procedures, etc. may use them improperly, perhaps less securely. Responsible implementation of security mechanisms and procedures following the policy regarding the use of the PC local area network environment useful fall to the user of the PC. Users may give them the proper guidance training necessary to maintain an acceptable level of protection in the local area network environment. 1.6. The goals of local area network security. Following goals should be considered the implementing effective local area network security. Maintain the confidential data stored with the process transmitted local area network. Maintain integrity data of the stored and process transmitted in the local area network. Maintain availability of data stored in the local area network as well as the ability to process and transmit the data with a timely fashion. Ensure the identity of the sender and the receiver of the message. Adequate local area network security control with the proper combination, security policy with the procedure for detecting control with the use of the training, awareness, contingency planning with all these areas critical provided adequate protection. Focus for the document technical with the control that will be utilized over the areas control that mentioned above and discussed in an appendix. 2. Threats, vulnerability services, and mechanisms.